A lot of people struggle with, getting their business funded. They struggle with starting their business, and they also struggle with actually how to get money for their businesses. But before getting to that point, let's talk about how we actually get a business started and how we apply to get business credit. Because when we can get business credit, this is a great way for us to have money to be able to make our businesses flourish. All right, so let's talk about the basic things that we need to do to get business credit. First thing that you have to do is that you have to ensure that you actually have a business. And when I say having a business, I don't mean that you've been working, you've been doing things for people, or you've been doing little side hustles and side jobs, you've been making a little bit of money. I'm talking about an actual registered business. Now, in order for us to have an actual registered business, we need to decide if we're going to be an LLC or we're going to be a corporation. And again, after doing your research, that's going to be up to you to decide how you want to set your business entity up. Right? So now that you're decided that you're going to officially be a business and you're going to start, making money in the business, you're going to start selling things, you're going to start providing services, we have to get it officially registered. And how do you go about getting your business registered? What you have to do is just go through your state, your chamber of commerce, or your local business entity and have them to register your business for you. You could do it yourself or you could have it done professionally. It's all up to you. Now, once we decide that we're going to open and we're going to start and we're going to establish a business, we need to actually have a place or an address that we are going to have our business registered to. Because again, now you're on a different level, you're on a professional level with your business. This is actually a real business. This is not a fly-by-night thing. And again, our aim and goal is to be able to get funding or to get business credit, correct? So in order for us to get funding or business credit, we need to actually have a place or an actual address where our business is being conducted. All right. Before we actually jump into how to get, your business address or your business place, let's talk about one thing. Before you would have registered that business, it would have been good if you'd made sure that you had a place or you had an address to register that business officially to, because your business address is where all your mail or your correspondence is going to come. This is where people are going to write you, get in touch with you. This is where it shows that you actually have an established entity. So in order for you to have a business address, depending on the type of business you're in, whether you're doing a store, maybe you're doing something virtual, you're doing something online, it could be someplace physical, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, you still need to have a standing business address. So once you have a standing business address, which you can easily get through something called iPostal, you could do it online, you actually use that address to get your business registered. Now, if it's me, what I would have done before, I would have already formed a business address or have a place where I'm conducting my business. So when I registered my LLC or my corporation, I would have had, my business address that I'll be able to use to set my business up. Team, my name is Mel. This is Team U Credit and Finance. If this is the first time you're joining me, please welcome. Share, like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think. Hopefully this information resonates with you. In any event, now that I've registered my business and I have my business address, I've officially taken off. But now that I have my business registered, the one thing that we must not forget is that we need to ensure that we also have something called a tax ID. Now, the tax ID or the EIN number is very important because the tax ID is basically how we pay our taxes. This is what the IRS uses to identify your business, okay? Whenever you speak with anybody or you do any correspondence with the IRS, your tax ID number is what they're going to ask for. And it's also how you get paid. This is how corporations or businesses pay their taxes, with their tax ID number. In other words, it's like when you file your personal taxes, you use your social security number. Well, your business also has its own personal number. It's almost like a business social security number, if that makes any sense. But in any event, you want to ensure that you have a tax ID number. Now, depending how you register your business, how it's done. If you do it yourself, all you got to do is just go on irs.gov. You could easily register for your tax ID number. If you have somebody do it, if you pay somebody to do it for you professionally or otherwise, they should know to go and register for you to get your tax ID number. It's all up to you. That is your own personal identity, your personal number for your own business. Okay? So now that you've had those things established, you have the actual business that you're doing. It's on pen and paper now. Everybody knows your business is established. You have your business address or your location where your business is established for you to get your correspondences, and you have your tax ID. Now, in setting up the business, we also need to ensure that we also have a business phone number. And again, if you had set your business up with iPostal, you would have been able to use iPostal to, get a business phone number. There are other avenues. As I always say, Google is our best friend. If you want to, you could also Google how to get a business phone number or have a business number. If you already have a number that you established, you want to take something out with your phone company for your business phone number, that's all up to you. But you must have a professional number where people can actually reach you. It's actually a business number. It's not, some number that's just there and it goes into different types of voicemail. Companies or lenders or anyone that you're working with like professionalism. They like to see that this is actually something legit. So now that you have your business phone number and so forth, you also have your business address. You need to ensure that you have a business email. Now, as I mentioned before, when you have a business address, correspondences will be sent to your business address. But in the interim, some people would like for you to have an email that they could contact you through. So you want to set up a business email. If you can't set up a professional business email, you could always start with what everybody uses, our standard Gmail, or there are many companies that actually allow you to set up professional emails. And again, it's nice to have a professional email because it looks professional, it looks good, you look legit. I would set up an email that actually has the name of my company or whoever's in charge, whoever the email is going to be coming to. All right. So we set up our business email. So those are some of the few things that we need. Again, if this is the first time you're joining me, my name is Mel. This is Team U Credit and Finance, where we talk about credit. We talk about all things finance. We also talk about topics having to do with housing. Well, basically, we talk about how to get and how to make money. Today, we're focusing on getting business credit, being able to get funding for our business so that our business can thrive, we can make money, and our businesses don't fail. Because as I always say, whether business, personal, or any type, money or credit is always needed to be able to fund things. Once we have money, we don't have to worry about actually working in our business. We just want to make sure that everything is flowing, everything is going well. All right. So now that you have that and so forth, let's talk about setting up something called the business bank account. The business bank account is basically the meat and potatoes of your business. All right? Because the business bank account shows where all your business transactions are being done. It shows where all the money's coming in, all your revenues coming in, and it also shows what you're spending, your expenditures. It shows exactly what's going out. So you need a business bank account. Now, let's take a few minutes and talk about the business bank account because, as I said, this is really the meat and potatoes, where the money comes in and where the money goes out. The business bank account is like the mecca of everything because it shows them exactly what you're doing with your money, with the business's money. So now, you might say to yourself, how do I get a business bank account? Same way you get a regular bank account. But the only difference is that with a business bank account, instead of using your social security number to open that business bank account, you're going to be using that tax ID or that EIN that I mentioned before. All right? Because again, this is how they identify your business. This is one of the ways, if not the most important, that they identify your business by seeing what it is. For example, let's say in the future you decide that you wanted to apply for some type of funding or some type of credit. The lender is basically going to ask you, or they're going to go by your statements, your bank statements. Well, your bank statements have your tax ID number on it, right? So these are things that you're going to use to open your business bank account. So to open your business bank account, what you basically do is you're going to shop around. Just like any other account, when you're looking to start a business or starting anything and you need a bank account, you shop around, you look around, you don't just take the first one that's out there. So what I would do, again, my best friend Google, I would literally Google and find out what business bank accounts are giving specials, what they have, what do they offer. Because unlike a regular checking account or business banking or business checking account, there's different things. There's a certain amount of transactions that you have to have done each month. Some of them only allow you to keep a certain amount in the bank account. Again, you have to literally shop around and look and see what these accounts offer to you. All right. What is in it for you? I always tell people, I say, you have to let people compete for your businesses. Banks are ecstatic about opening business bank accounts. But again, you're going to separate it from your personal bank account. So once I get my business bank account, I use my tax ID number and so forth. I go in, I open it. I'm going to bring my articles of formation that I used to officially form my business. Banks, again, they're big on asking you what your business address is because, again, we're talking about professionalism here. And this is a process that I've gone through a few times, okay? They're always looking to know exactly what your email is, what your business address is, or where your business is located, because they do verify. They like to know that you're actually a legitimate business. Again, this is no joke. and you're actually getting, your tax item, you've gotten that from the IRS. So you take all those things, and even before you go for the appointment, you could ask the banker, whoever you decide that you're going to open the account with, just say, okay, I'm going to be opening a business account with you. What is it exactly that I need to verify or to authorize you to open the business bank account for me? They'll give you a list. They'll tell you. You get that list together. And once you get that list together, you're going to take it to the bank and you're going to open your business bank account. Other question that somebody might ask is, do I have to go in person? No, you don't have to go in person. You could also do it online. But many a times, for business bank accounts, they like to have signatures. They like to verify that it's you. They want to see that your business is officially formed. They want to see that seal that you're going to get from your state once you form your business and so forth. Again, it's very legitimate. It's very professional. They just want to ensure that you are a real business. So once you form your business bank account, your business bank account is basically showing all your transactions. And why it's so important to have that business bank account separated from your regular checking account, because you don't want to have an account that's mixed up with your other transactions. Okay? Sometimes there is incentives for having your business account. People get deals, people get rewards, businesses get deals, they get rewards for having their accounts separate, for having business bank accounts. So we don't mix them up. And again, we want to keep it separate, because remember, when you initially registered that business and you became an LLC or corporation, you basically separated that from your own personal, because remember, your business is not you, your business is an entity. Okay, that is an LLC or corporation that you have formed. So in other words, you need to keep them separate. All right. So now that you have that business bank account now, and everything is going in, everything is coming out, you have actual transactions, okay? You're actually making deposits. Now, this is a great segue, or this is a good way for you to start hoping to apply or trying to apply to get business credit or business funding, because you have a record, you have transactions. They see that you're a legit business. You've been up and running for a few months. I think a good 6 months is good. You're up and running for a few months. Your business is actually, bringing in revenue. You're sending things out. You're ordering things. You have other merchant accounts, all those things. You actually have it on paper that your business is up and running legitimately, and you're showing how the money's coming in and going out of your business bank account. So very important, a separate business bank account. All right. Let's move a little bit away from the business bank account now. Now we're up and running, right? We have our business bank account. We've established our business. Everything is going well so far. But what about, getting your business out there so people know about you? Because remember, the hope and the goal is to eventually start getting business credit or business funding, right? Because funding is what allows us to thrive. Funding is, what we use to buy supplies for our business. Business credit is what we use. This is how we have our business credit cards. Okay. You need to ensure that your business is listed. So you might say, Mel, how will my business be listed? Your business will be listed when you register your business with your Chamber of Commerce or your state. Okay. Everything is listed with our great friend Google. And of course, you can always go the other measures. If you go online, you can Google places that you could list your business. But if it's already listed by Google and it's already out there and so forth, you're already getting press. You don't really need to do anything extra. You just want to ensure that when you apply for any business credit or any funding, that they're able to look you up legitimately. They're able to find you, because nowadays everything is electronic. Everything goes through, everything is technological these days. Nobody's literally passing paper back and forth. Everybody's just looking everything up. So just be sure that you're able to look up online. Now, I also want to talk about a place that you're going to use, okay, to ensure that you're being looked up or you're well known or you're established. This place is called Dun & Bradstreet, also known as the Dun & Bradstreet number. Okay, Dun & Bradstreet is a place that gives you a unique number. I think they give you like a 9-digit number. And with Dun & Bradstreet, it's basically your business's identifier. Okay, a lot of times when you apply for business credit and you apply for business funding, they are going to say, okay, what is your DUNS number? Okay, what is your DUNS number? Or I'm sure they could just easily Google it or find out what it is. They have ways of checking, right? Once you have your DUNS number shows that you are an official business. Okay, it's your own unique number that shows that your company is legit, that it's formed, that it's there. And the most important thing about your DUNS number is your DUNS number actually reports. Again, you know how I always tell you that the regular credit bureaus, the Experian, the TransUnion, the Equifax, how they give you your credit report card with your personal credit? Well, Dun & Bradstreet gives you something called your Paydex score. Your Paydex score is your business credit score. So why is your business credit score important? Your business credit score is important because it shows the lender it's your credit report card in business. It shows the lender how you've been spending your money. It shows the lender how you've been spending the business's money. It shows the lender how you manage the money that's coming in and out of your business, therefore giving you that credit score. So now, once you've established that Dun & Bradstreet number, just bear in mind that other than it just reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, business credit or, your business report card also goes to Equifax and Experian. TransUnion doesn't have a business report card. TransUnion is more of a personal credit bureau. And I would also sit and take some time and learn about the different bureaus that actually, report business. Because now you're in the game. Now that you've established a business, you're in the game of funding your business. You're also in the game of getting business credit. All right. And business credit is not just literally having business credit cards to pay for supplies or to use it for personal things like business travel or just, anything that you do in your business. Okay. Getting business credit and also getting funding is another great way to get money for your business. You want to kind of have a mix, however you can do it. Sometimes people get merchant accounts where you could buy certain things, you could purchase. It doesn't have to be like literal cash for the business, but there's different ways and different offers that they give when it comes to getting business credit and funding. All right. So those are just some of the ways or some of the things that you can use to get, your business credit. You have to get your business going. You got to form it. Okay. We're not doing any word of mouth anymore saying, oh, so-and-so does, let's say you do hair. So-and-so does hair and, he or she has a legitimate business. Even if you got business card, as long as you have that business registered, it's a different thing. You have to register your business. Once you register that business with your state, decide how you want to form your business. That's up to you. Do some research. What's going to be better for you in the long run? How is it going to work for you tax-wise? All right. You're going to get that tax ID number, right? You're going to get your business address. You're going to get your phone number. Okay. You're going to get your business email, all of those things, or some type of way that they could correspond with you, electronically in this day and age that we live in. All right. Ensure that, like I said, you have your business phone number that they could reach you. All right. Biggest thing that I talked about, and if not the most important after forming your business, please get your business bank account. Once you get your business bank account, you see how that money's coming in, going out, and you're creating a record of your transactions of how your business manages money, right? And last but not least, please ensure that you get your business properly listed. Other than Google listing it, when you get your DUNS number or any type of listing service, that will put your business out there. That makes you look legitimate. That makes you look official. So those are just some of the ways, team, that you can start, your journey onto getting business credit. When you have a business, getting money or having money to spend in your business should not be frustrating. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be difficult. All you should be doing is getting up each day and looking forward to go and running your business. Money should not be a worry for people in business. But as I always say, in prior videos, a lot of people are not really taught or learn how to get, the money or the funding that they need, whether in their personal, life or whether in their professional, their business life, they don't know. So if you don't know, you don't know, right? Again, if this is the first time you're joining me, my name is Mel. This is Team You Credit and Finance, where we talk about all things credit. We talk about topics with finance. We talk about housing. We talk about anything that has to do with leveling up and getting our money to work right for us. Right? This is what we're about on this channel. So again, if this resonates with you, please share, comment, like. I also want to hear from you. Tell me where you are in your journey to getting funded or to, getting business credit. Have you established your business yet? Have you applied for business credit, or are you trying to get funding and you're not getting funding? You're not having any luck. Okay. Let me know. And maybe I can come up with some suggestions or some ways, or I could, personally coach you and show you how to start your journey to get, getting funded or getting business credit, for your business. The goal here is that we want to make as much money as we can. And while we're making our money, we don't need to be worrying about small little trivial things such as not being funded or not having enough business credit. Business credit is wonderful. Business credit gives you freedom to run your business. And while you're running your business, it also allows you not to be worrying about where you're going to be getting money from to actually run the business the right way. So the best thing to do is once you set your business up and you actually have a registered business, get yourself some funding. All right, team. Thank you so much. I hope this resonates with you. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.